You're in for a treat today, folks. We have Aubrey Martin and Sarah Falcetti, two Gen Zers from our office. They are back by popular demand. They were on a few episodes ago. We're going to talk about all things Gen Z. We're going to get their opinion as official and unofficial spokesfolks for Gen Z. We're going to talk about some fun things. We're going to laugh a little bit, but we're also going to talk about some serious subjects as well. So hope you'll enjoy today's episode of Todd's podcast, where we talk about all things Gen Z. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Todd's podcast. We are calling this the Culture Wars edition. I'm here again with our returning Gen Zers, Uday and Kusei, also known as Sarah Falcetti and Aubrey Martin. Welcome back, ladies, if I may call you that. I don't know if that's politically correct or not, but I see you're day drinking already with what is in your soda over there, rum, or is that
Nope.
bourbon?
Just Diet Coke and lime. Last time I was drinking a soda with nothing else in it, same this time.
And Aubrey, looks like you got Bailey's in your milk over there.
You know, I wish.
You wish.
Just kidding. Good morning, everybody.
All right. So appreciate y'all coming in, waking up early this morning. It's 10 o'clock and you're bright and early. Very kind of you to come in. These two ladies are 2/3 of the Bermuda Triangle that surrounds the notorious ELI, otherwise known as Eli Nicholson, our producer, where he is stuck in the middle of the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, just like the Lost Patrol from World War II. So we're going to talk about Gen Z. Aubrey and Sarah were on before. The episode did quite well with people that I never thought would have enjoyed it. So congratulations on that. I was shocked and pleasantly surprised.
We'll surprise you.
No, I mean it was a good episode, and the people that complimented and commented on it were not people that I thought.
Yeah, we had fun doing it, so we're glad to be back.
Good. Well, I'm glad you're drinking again, so maybe you'll bring your A game this time. We have some topics. You've also said you want to ask me some questions. I'm not sure we'll have time to get to that. Sarah is wrapped up like a papoose, sitting around a fire. It's 80 degrees in here.
Very
and
cold
she
in
acts
our
like
office.
it's 20. But some topics I want to talk about. First, TikTok. Is it still relative? Is it still out there? I've never been on it that I know of. I may have clicked a video or something. Do y'all use it on a regular basis?
It's definitely still around and still in today's, culture and what's in on social media. I personally don't go on it a ton. I do have the app, and if someone sends me a video, you can't watch it on Safari. You have to have the app. So I have the app. I honestly use it a lot more for recipes. I find some really good, unique, easy recipes on there that I have been loving, but it definitely is still in today's realm.
Yeah, I never posted on TikTok or anything like that, but I definitely have been a consumer of it since it was Musical.ly, which was the previous owner of
Didn't
the
it start
app.
off as people dancing and
Like lip syncing.
and dancing, and it
Yeah,
has
that was
evolved
when I
from
was
that.
in high school, and then
Went from Vine to Musical.ly.
Right.
Vine was a little bit before our time.
yeah. So Musical.ly was around when I was in high school, and then I always used TikTok, and it was, your algorithm gets so specific to, taking data about what you're interacting with and feeding you videos that, the app knows that you're going to enjoy. And so for me, I was just finding that I was spending so much time on it. And then I felt like probably about a year ago, I felt like there was a shift where every time I would get on the app, it would be so negative, and things that it was feeding me just would give me so much anxiety. And so actually I have not had TikTok on my phone in probably about a year, but it's not like I've completely removed short-term or short
clip videos.
yeah, short form content from my social media intake. I just kind of replaced it with Instagram Reels, which when I first started using it was not, I feel like, not the same for, the kind of content that it was feeding me, because again, like I was mentioning, your algorithm learns the more that you use it. But now I feel like Instagram Reels are so much more positive, maybe because the demographic is a little bit older. So I feel like what I see on there is a lot of home decorating and recipes and stuff like that. a little bit more positive. But I would definitely say that not having TikTok on my phone, I am usually a couple weeks behind on what is like the trending audio. I think like musical artists have found a lot of success using TikTok because if they can get their sound to trend with a certain kind of video, then people start listening to their music. So I feel like I'm a couple weeks behind. I was actually just with some of my friends this past weekend, and they were like, that happened a couple times that they were talking about something that I was like, oh, I've never heard of that, or like, oh, have you seen this girl's videos? And I was like, no, I have no idea who that is.
Now
like,
you know what I feel like talking to y'all.
I know.
I discovered Instagram a couple of days ago, probably a week and a half ago, and I started watching the reels or whatever they're called. I got pulled down that rabbit hole. I've laughed so hard at some of those videos, and I don't do too many of the recipes, but some of them are just amazing, and it's addictive how you start watching that.
It's a dark hole. It just sucks you in. You're like, shoot, I've lost 30 minutes of my day.
Yeah, or 45 minutes and a little bit of my eyesight trying to watch it on a cell phone. It doesn't really work for people with my age eyes, so I've gotten to where I can look at it on an iPad.
Instagram Reels is very similar to TikTok.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where it can track what you like, what you view, who you are viewing more, and just the For You section really is tailored.
I haven't figured out how to do that. I just click play, and if I don't like it, I swipe up.
It tracks that.
I know, but how do you ever see stuff that you're not used to seeing if it just keeps feeding you stuff that your algorithm?
I feel like it will do like 4 in 1, like 4 that you. I'm making up numbers here, but
because
like,
there are stuff that I don't even look. So why is this coming through to me?
No, I think there's things like that where it's like they'll track if you watch the whole thing. I actually saw TikTok on this, or a reel, Instagram reel, a short clip somewhere about how like they'll see how long you watch a video, and if it catches your attention span for more than, I don't know, 4 or 5 seconds, whatever that like prime number is, then they'll know to put more on your algorithm of things like that because it got a hold of your attention. It wasn't like it was immediate swipe, you saw it and you weren't a fan. It was you were watching it for longer than the average viewer, so now it's going to be in your algorithm.
Well, I love the dogs that go crazy, that are psycho. So
Those are probably our dogs.
Yeah.
it could be. I am crying laughing at some of them, and I'll watch them 7 or 8 times.
There are some good ones out
It
there.
is hilarious how dogs just snap and turn into Satan all of a sudden.
Yeah, sounds like our dogs.
I was going to say, prime
What
example.
kind of dogs do y'all have?
I have a mini Australian doodle. She is the perfect size.
That sounds like a mistake.
She was not a mistake. Don't worry. She was well planned and just the cutest little bean. And her little best friend is Sarah's dog.
Yeah, and my dog is, I did not know for a long time because she was a rescue, but she is an Australian cattle dog, which is like a blue heeler, except she is albino.
And she's mini.
So, and she's mini. So she's small. And she has blue eyes and very pure white hair because she is albino. And yeah.
They're at this point in their little friendship of living together that if we separate them, if I go away or if Sarah goes away and they go to the dog sitter's house, they refuse to eat.
They
or
don't
play.
And
I
they're
bet they will eat
depressed.
at some point.
I took my dog away for a week and she ate on the 6th day. She ate a little bit, but she
But
would not
she ate.
finish her food.
I'm
She
sure they
ate.
won't starve themselves to
She
death.
won't,
It is so
but they
sad.
definitely are attached at the hip.
Have y'all heard about these breeds like a Chihuahua or Labrador or Great Dane that aren't just some mixture of 7 different types of DNA?
Yes, I have. I like my mini Aussie Doodle. I'll stick to her.
Well, you should have seen the dog Eli and I saw last week. It was a Great Dane, and we had the lady from Toys for Tots, Angela Davis. She's the Polk County coordinator. Eli went and he and I took the toys there. When did we go? Friday,
Yes, Friday.
Thursday or Friday last week to take the toys that we had collected, and her dog Frank was there. And this could have been the biggest dog, and it was only 1 year old. His head looked like the size of a small calf.
Yeah.
And
I can't.
he jumped
wouldn't
up on
be
her
able
and put his paws on her shoulders, and his head was above her head. This was the biggest Great Dane. I've had a Great Dane in the past, and it was huge. So,
I like
Yeah.
to be able to control my dog if I need to hold her or if I need to.
well, this dog would push y'all around.
Exactly.
I mean,
There would be
They're
no hope
leaners.
for me.
What are some of the misconceptions that go along with being a Gen Z? What do people think about your generation and say, hey, you guys are this or that, and that's not really true?
I think that the upcoming generation has a tendency to not understand what hard work looks like. I think that that is true in some aspects of some people, I'm sure. Don't get me wrong. It's also every generation. But I think also, especially more with social media, like with TikTok, people are making careers off of that. And I think that there is a lack of understanding of how to build your life, what it looks like after college, what it looks like after you graduate high school, whatever program you're in. I think there is a misconception that, oh, they're young, they don't want to work. Oh, they're young, they don't know anything, or they don't have that drive to learn. And I think that that is definitely something that I've had to deal with, probably also just being with a young girl, maybe the blonde hair.
Well, I think you work very, very hard. I mean, I don't
Todd.
see that in you. Sarah's
you.
another question, but
Okay.
I never see her at the office. I'm just glad we got her in here for an hour or so today.
She's busy planning all of our amazing events.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyways, I think that is a big, I don't get me wrong, I do think that's very true for some people, as anything can be true, but I just think that there's a lack of understanding of what hard work looks like, and also like how to get there, because I think that TikTok and those things have set unrealistic expectations for people, that you can just post a few videos and become famous and be a millionaire and be done, never work again in your life, and just keep posting content. Now, I'm sure that gets some people through, don't get me wrong. There's definitely people who have done very
It's
well with that,
definitely
but
the
it's
exception
not,
and not the rule.
it's not realistic for everybody or most people at all.
Do you think that serves your generation well? I mean, this social media thing that your folks have had to deal with. I mean, I'm trying to catch up. I'm just now on Instagram, which is 15 years old, however long, and I watch it for the videos. Do you think your generation has been penalized because so much of it is online and so much of it is social? You don't have any real anonymity left with the folks that are your age?
Yeah, I definitely think that because I've grown up using social media. I got my Instagram account, I believe, when I was in the 5th grade.
What?
Yeah, and that's the same account that I use today, and I probably got Snapchat maybe in the 6th grade. So I have used social media from a really young age, and even before I was a user of it, I witnessed my older siblings. Now they were like on Twitter, they used Vine, like some things that were just slightly before
I don't know what Vine
my
is.
time. It was a short form video app, but and even like MySpace, Facebook, stuff like that. Like I grew up having an understanding of that you share what is going on in your life. And so actually I was just talking to my dad about this recently, that my siblings got Twitter accounts. Now I was
Are they
probably,
older or younger than
they're
you?
older than me. They're 5 years older than me. And so they got Twitter accounts, and I was so jealous and I wanted one. I think I must have been in the 3rd grade. So my dad made me a Twitter account and only let himself follow me, because, just to like satisfy the itch. And I remember even in those few days that I was interested in having it before I moved on to the next thing, it was like I was posting everything, like just ate steak for dinner, going to play outside, walking my dog. And like it seems so innocent when you're like a little kid using that, but then looking back, I'm like, oh, even from a young age, I had this understanding of like everything I'm doing, I want to share with people on the internet, which is not normal. Like,
Do you
I think
that stole some of your innocence growing up?
1,000%. I wish I would have never used social media when I was that young, because I even on Pinterest, which Pinterest I would say is a pretty wholesome social media app. You can't really interact with other people. You're more so like just seeing, it's very creative. It's mostly for like cooking and crafting and all this sort of stuff that I remember even from a really young age, probably 5th or 6th grade, using Pinterest to try to look up ways to lose weight or exercise or diet. And I was 11. So it's like being exposed to that at such a young age, seeing people on social media that have such unrealistic appearances was really harmful. So I think like something that our generation struggles with, but now I'm seeing in the recent years of like us maybe pulling back a little bit, is sharing everything online. And now I see like a lot of popular creators and influencers online choosing not to share pictures of their children, not to share their names, not like pulling back on the amount of information that they're willing to share and being vulnerable about saying like, this is my job, so I don't need to tell you everything that goes on in my life. When I turn the camera on, I'm playing a character. This is not my real life. And so I think when we can like face that the relationships that we have with these creators online are so parasocial, you don't have a friendship with that person. You're just watching what they're choosing to share. So I don't know. I think oversharing is like a real problem with people our age. And it comes back to bite you when you've put something on the internet. I know like our parents probably said that so much when we were kids, like once it's online, it's never going to go away. But
Which is the truth.
it never goes away. So, yeah.
Well, this got deep in a hurry, which is fine. I mean, this is good information. Do you think that it sounds like the trend is kind of slowing and going away, is that y'all were the recipients of this barrage of information, overindulgence?
Yeah.
You realize that, and I know you're just two of millions and millions of young people your age, but it's nice to know that you're starting to see that there is some downside to that and some return to privacy and normalcy and not sharing what you had for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. No one really cares
Right.
other than your gastroenterologist or your mom. So a lot of things that I'm going to ask are probably some misconceptions that I've heard, so you're here to dispel them. Dating in groups. Do y'all, I mean, I know y'all aren't dating anymore because y'all have boyfriends.
What do you mean by dating in groups?
Like everyone would go out. Like if back in my age, I would ask a girl to go out and we would go to something that would just be she and I in the car, or just go to dinner. And then I hear, well, people just go and they have 10 people at the table and have a group dinner or whatever. It was never just
like a double date or a...
or a single date.
Or like, I think what he's trying to say is like, if I was in a relationship and I'm like, Aubrey, you should meet our friend. So we're all going to go out.
Yeah,
but
that's
we're
still
going
a
to set
thing.
you up.
Is it?
It's still a thing. Yeah, I mean, to a degree.
Okay, you need to start dragging Eli with you. He's the most.
Yeah, I was going to turn this conversation over to Eli. Eli, do you group date?
I don't want to get into my dating life right now.
Okay, we'll do that in about 15 minutes.
Okay, speaking of
But
dating...
he can cut us off, so you do need to be nice to Eli.
Speaking of dating, I think Sarah has a big announcement on that topic.
Really? What's going on?
Yeah, well, I got engaged.
No.
Woohoo!
Yeah, I love talking
Are you
about
serious?
it. I got engaged a couple weeks ago.
Fantastic.
So I'm so excited.
Do we know this guy?
Yeah, you know this guy.
Yeah.
Let's hear a little more about him.
His name is Brandon.
Wait, does he want to be on this podcast with
He's fine.
potentially 100 billion people listening?
Yeah. Hey, if we get
don't have
100
quite-
billion views, then
Your wedding will be that much nicer, won't it?
yeah, right. Yeah, he's awesome. So I am very excited to start planning my wedding and the rest of my life.
When's have y'all set a date?
Yeah, we're getting married in November of 2026.
Okay.
Yeah, so almost a year from now.
A little bit after Tay and
Yeah.
Trey. What do you call Travis?
Yeah, Trey's fine.
Okay,
I'm
whatever.
going to let them have their moment. I didn't
When
want
is
to
their
steal
wedding? September?
June.
June 13th.
We'll get into that in a little bit.
The most perfect month to get married in the state of Rhode Island.
Right.
June.
I mean, it'll be a little hot, but it never gets too hot up there.
They don't have air conditioning up there?
I think she'll probably
The ocean breeze
some
is all you need.
Cologne. Do y'all's men wear cologne?
Yes.
Do they?
Yeah.
Is it a big thing?
Well, I remember the days of boys wearing like the Axe body spray,
Oh, gosh.
which was so bad. Every boy has to go through like
Hopefully you don't wear
wearing-
Axe, Eli.
No, we're past that now.
Yeah.
But I will not deny that I may have been an axe connoisseur back in the day.
My
sure.
son wore it pretty liberally.
Yeah, it definitely
what I
was
You could
it.
tell when he was.
I was
within
going to say,
10
we
feet.
would have smelt it and talked to you about that by now, Eli.
Yeah.
Well, back in my day, it was Brute and English leather. Those were the 2 cents back in 7th and 8th grade. It was a babe magnet.
Are you speaking from experience?
Well, from 7th and 8th grade,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
So
yeah.
ask your parents, ask your dad about if they remember Brood. It might even been before their time, but... Todd's podcast is sponsored in part by Saunders Real Estate, your trusted partner in land and commercial real estate since 1996. With over 125 expert advisors located throughout the Southeast United States, the full-service brokerage specializes in a wide range of property types from farms and ranches to commercial buildings and development land. If you're looking to build your legacy with a confident investment, please visit SaundersRealEstate.com or call 877-518-5263 to connect with an advisor today. Drinking. Do y'all, other than right here on this very fine podcast, it looks like Aubrey's ready for a top off of her Baileys and whatever she was drinking. Do y'all go to bars much? I don't think y'all's generation are big as drinkers as we were in mine. We would go to bars and we would meet people at bars and after work or until the wee hours of the morning. I don't see that as much with y'all.
Yeah, I don't think so as much as maybe past generations. I will say, though, it depends on where you're at, who you're friends with, and just like your environment a lot. Like if you're in an industry that you have to be out networking at all these different events and it's just as cool to have a glass of wine in your hand almost every night they're at these events, then that would be one thing. But I mean, unless I'm at an event, I'm not really drinking much at all.
But maybe that's where the social media has interceded is y'all can be social with each other online and everything. And back in my day, is if you were social with people, you would say, hey, let's meet at the bar and we'll have a drink. And you spend some time getting to know them.
Go out and celebrate things. Like we'll go out, I don't know.
You just don't celebrate 5:30 like the rest of us used to back in the day?
Not quite.
I
That's good.
also feel like health and wellness has become more of like really trendy to be like, you know, eating healthy, working out, taking supplements, you know, trying to improve your physical well-being. And so I feel like alcohol in a lot of people's minds can't like coexist with a super clean lifestyle. So, and I also feel like, and I mean, I went to college and I had a lot of fun in college. So I'm definitely in a different stage of my life than I was in college where my responsibilities were very few.
Yeah,
And
show up to class, maybe take a test, write a paper.
Weren't you
move on,
president of
right?
your sorority? Or vice president?
I was in a sorority. Yeah, I was vice president of events, but I had a lot of fun when I was in college and in my sorority, but I am just not in that stage of life anymore.
You're blushing all of a sudden as you talk about this.
I'm just not, I
all
don't
grow
understand how people my age, and I do see some people from college that live in a big city and it
still live
seems
that
like
lifestyle. Yeah.
still live that lifestyle. I don't know how. I could have not gone out last night, been out until 2 a.m., gone to sleep at 4 a.m., shown up to work today. Like,
I mean, I landed on
I
a
don't
flight at
know.
9:30, was home in bed by 10:30, and I'm on the struggle bus.
I
So
know.
I cannot even imagine.
You're on the struggle bus? What is that?
A little tired, a little behind.
I don't have another shot of Bailey's. You'll pick it up right just fine.
I think
My
about
cold
that.
brew, you know.
There was a couple months ago, I had to travel for work with Jennifer. We were flying up to Atlanta, and I had to leave for the airport like 3:30 in the morning. And I woke up and I was on the struggle bus. And I had this thought that I was like, this is when I used to go to bed if I would go out in college, because the bars close at 2. You have to get home and get ready for bed and everything. And I was like, I don't know how I did that 3 nights in a week. I have no idea. I think you graduate and your body suddenly changes.
It's hard to maintain that lifestyle.
I have no idea how I did it.
What are some of y'all's fears as Gen Zers? I mean, what are y'all afraid? Not afraid, maybe is the wrong word, but what are your fears as you go through life right now at this station of your life?
My fears.
Other than getting on the struggle bus, or whatever that was called.
We're already on it. It's okay.
I think a lot about my future family and how me and my future husband can provide for our future family. And I just feel like you start noticing a lot more uncertainty in the world the older that you get. So nothing is ever certain, but I think a lot about the future financially, but also just how to be a parent and how to be a wife and how to have a home. And
But you're not alone. Everyone that has come before you, almost everyone, unless they have a trust fund, worries about these same things.
Right.
And you'll get through it. I mean, you're smart, you're intelligent. Your fiance is smart and intelligent. You'll figure it out. I mean, I'm not saying your fears aren't real. They are, because they're yours. But, you know, that's the great thing about doing it together, is you'll figure it out together.
yeah, I still feel like I'm like 16 years old. Like I feel like I am not old enough to be able to like have a mortgage. But I am. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure my parents felt like, I'm sure you felt this way too when you were getting married,
Almost like
buying a
little
house.
imposter syndrome. Like, wait,
Yeah. Yeah.
this isn't my life yet, or is it?
Say that again?
It's a little bit of imposter syndrome. Like, oh, I'm out of college working a real job. Oh, like we're at the age to get married. Oh, we could be buying a house. Like all these things, and it's like, oh, that's happening. Like, ready or not.
Well, I was fortunate. I did buy my first house at y'all's age, but I bought it with two other guys. We found a big 3-story house, and we made it a party house. And I actually still own that house with one of the other guys. But I moved from there and bought another house. And my dad was in real estate, so I've always owned a house. I've never rented since I've been out of college. But that was kind of ingrained in my head. But, you know, I understand how hard it is now. Prices are ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that's certainly a fear. What are some of your other fears? What are
I
your
would
fears
say-
in the world?
I was going to say along like the business aspect of things, like I think I have a lot of, not pressure, I said it on myself. I'm very hard on myself, as a lot of us are, but I just think like, I don't know, that looking ahead in life, and I think that I put too much pressure on myself sometimes, but I think it's good to have pressure on yourself, but also just wanting to be enough for myself and like meeting all the expectations and goals that I have set for each year, which I feel like I'm on track with, but also it's like you want to be a step ahead of where
Well,
you
knowing a little bit about you that I do, you're both doing quite well, and you're going to do very well in the world and in life. I mean, you have good perspective, you have good work ethics, and I mean, I do think you're going to do well. So,
Thank you.
But your fear is not unfounded. It's something that everyone does. It's fear of the unknown.
Yeah. I think it's just the future, all the things, in such good ways, and excitement for it
I
too.
still get afraid, you know, what's in front of me, health-wise, what's in front of me, financial-wise.
Yeah, I think it
you
will
know,
always
family-wise.
change. Yeah.
It just moderates a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So
But
what
it's all
brings?
healthy.
Yeah. So just don't let it consume you.
Yeah.
You
No,
do
no, no.
have to find that balance.
It's
and you
real,
have-
but also you got to be encouraged
Right.
with where you're at
Right.
and know that you can handle it all.
a good portion of it is pressure that you apply to yourself.
Very much
So-
so.
If I may add to it, Todd,
Are you wearing Axe today?
am I?
Or maybe you'll get some Brute for Christmas this year.
I was she started talking, and was reminded when you were talking about social media. I think a lot of the pressure and expectations that we put on ourselves
Yes.
comes from that, because you see people, even your age, like finding success in families and business, and it's like, why am I not there yet? You know, and I think that's another downfall that comes with the
Unrealistic expectations.
growing up with social media and stuff like that.
But those pressures were always on us too. There was always those guys and gals that excelled early on out of college. I was still mentally in college when I was out of college. So, I mean, it took me a little longer to develop. But there are some that hit it out of the ballpark early. Some hit it out of the ballpark midlife, late life. I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
But with the social media, I think, is it's just always out there.
It's always there. Like you open your phone, you see it there immediately. You see people. Like,
And it's the same people, so you think, well, everyone's doing that if this guy or this
There's
gal is
also
doing
a lot
this.
more, I would say, like between TikTok and Instagram and all the different ways that you can be exploding on social media
Right.
with all these followers. I think there is so many more than just like, oh, this person came out of college and was a singer and they went big, or like they got a great job in Sword, or like, I don't know, there's different things. But I do agree with Eli a lot on that of social media is it's a spot where you can feel it's in our society to feel kind of less than, unless you're
Yeah.
all of the things.
Back in my day and a little after, athletics were a big route for a lot of people to find some wealth, not like it is today, but big wealth, you know, comparatively speaking. But I mean, it was like, how many people make it to the major leagues and get
Yeah,
sign these
very
big
small
contracts? There
percentage.
are 300 that don't make it, that never get out of, high school or minors or
yeah.
wherever, that don't do it. So what brings you joy? What makes you happy as a Gen Zer? Other than your dogs.
I do love spending time with my dog. Besides being around like my people and my family and my dog and all those things, like I feel like whenever I can give back to something, I do feel a lot of joy in that. Like if I know a lot of the times I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off, or I'm here, there, everywhere, got to make it to this event, got to drop off this meal for this family, or like all those different things. But I think just slowing down and like either volunteering or just like doing something small for, I don't know, if a family had a baby, or if you could stop by and drop off a card for someone, or just something like that where it's like other people like see the joy.
Just being thoughtful.
Yeah, I think that is something that brings me a lot of joy, is like seeing other people.
You can spread yourself too thin in this world and try and
Easily.
be too many things for too many people and be nothing for too many. So, pace yourself as you're young in life. You got plenty of time to help a lot of folks. Uday, how about you?
What brings me a lot of joy is probably being around other people. Maybe that is because I feel like I'm around, like we keep talking about social media, like you're seeing so much of everyone's life, but there's nothing like being with them in person. So, and I don't live close to my family. I know Aubrey doesn't either. So when I get to be with my, family or my friends that have moved away, a lot of my friends are no longer local here. So that's always
You
really
just have new
special.
friends.
Right. But some of my friends from college,
Right.
they don't live here anymore. So, that's always awesome. Just being in community, I think, is super important. So brings me a lot of joy.
So one of the questions on here I want to ask you about is Charlie Kirk. And if you don't want to talk about him, that's fine. I'm not looking to get political, but I know that when he was murdered, both Eli and Sarah had come in and to tell me, and I personally did not know that much about him. I probably had seen a minute or two of him on TV. I just thought he was a pundit. But then later that day, I kept thinking, why are these two young people in my office bringing this up? It obviously meant something to them, or he meant something to them, or his movement or whatever, and I've since learned more. And I'm kind of looking at your perspective as a Gen Zer on Charlie, the movement, what he meant to folks your age.
I'll start with the assassination murder itself. I think that this was not the first time, but this was one of the first times that social media and live television and just this isn't the first time somebody with a following has been killed or whatnot, but I do think that the fact that it was captured live and that the video was going around and all of those different things, even if you didn't like him, I think that hit home with a lot of people of like, not only was his family and his two kids there and saw it all live and how gruesome and everything was, it's a human. Even if you didn't agree with him, he's still a human. He did have a huge following, and I did happen to watch a lot of his videos before he had passed and kind of just keeping up to date with, Turning Point USA, which was the organization that he started at college campuses, which was encouraging a healthy debate between two people who didn't see eye to eye.
Right.
And I think that just seeing that it was all over the world in seconds before it was even determined if he was alive in the hospital or not or whatever had happened, but just the fact that video circulated so fast and that like it's not just word of mouth, he got shot, it was really awful, here's what's happening, but it was like this was live, people were videoing it, it was across the news, it was all over social media. I think that has a huge part in it too, of like how social media can be so great, but in this situation it can be so awful. And a lot of people who didn't mean to watch that video probably did and will never unsee it.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I didn't want to see it, even when they were replaying it, or, hey, here, you can see it live.
Yeah,
You can
no.
see it. I had no interest in seeing that. Sarah?
Yeah. I think it was shocking because this is someone that gained their fame and their career from social media, from going viral. And
Charlie or the guy who killed him?
Charlie.
Okay.
I don't know who killed him, and I
don't know his
I don't really know anything, about that person. But he got his notoriety from social media, and that's what he used to leverage his success. And so I think for me, at least, I was shocked by it because you can identify with someone that had been given the same access to tools that you had. So I feel like, in the past, political figures that have been targeted or threatened because of, their political beliefs or their platform or their notoriety, they feel almost like unapproachable because they're in a position of power that I'm never going to be president, vice president. I'm never going to, be high up in U.S. government. But this was someone that was not holding a position of power that felt unapproachable. And so that's why it was very shocking to me. And I think it's important for anyone to be an educated consumer. So like to educate yourself on wherever you stand, to learn both ends of the spectrum and to try to be consuming media on both ends, to challenge your way of thinking. So I feel like a lot of people, whether they believed in what he stood for or disagreed with what he stood for, were shocked because he didn't feel like he was in an unapproachable position of power. Yeah.
I also think that this is a prime example of how the media can spew things, whether you were with him, against him, whatever your thoughts were. I think that a lot of clips circulated afterwards, and I had seen the full clips ahead of time. So when I saw these clips, I thought, wow, this is spinning him in a really interesting light, not the way that he would have liked, or people that, loved him, or probably it's hurtful for them to see these clips of like them changing and pulling things out of context, which happens in conversations and podcasts, I'm sure, and all the different things. But I will encourage you that just everybody listening too, like if you haven't listened to all of his things and you have whatever thought you have of him in your head, I encourage you to go listen to the full videos, find the full videos, do the research, just look into a little bit more, because I think not only will your eyes be opened about this, but other things as well, where it's like if you see a clip and you're scrolling on TikTok or you're scrolling on shorts, those shorts are not going to put the whole 15, 13-minute video. Like, they're just going to put the 30-second clip that puts him in a bad light to spew what they want to show. Or even if it was a great clip and he had something negative to say about it later on, it just spins it in a way that I don't think people really see. Or even, if you don't know, you don't know. So if they aren't watching the whole video, they're not going to know. No one should be holding that against them. But I do think that this is definitely encouragement to everybody to go listen to the full thing, for anybody, not just him, but especially him.
That's such a healthy attitude about everything in life, everything in the news. If you just watch one channel or the other, you're going to think Charlie Kirk was a saint, or you're going to think he was the biggest sinner in the world and he was horrible.
Yeah.
So it does pay to get some perspective on both sides and formulate your own opinion, and not just listen to the talking heads.
Completely, especially for our generation. And
well, my generation too. I mean, there are people my age, they just listen to Fox or they listen to MSNBC or CNN, and it's like, oh my God, Trump's a saint, or Trump is Hitler. Depends on who you listen to.
Completely.
I do, when you were talking about watching it and going back, I was flipping the channels when Trump got shot. I said, well, I wonder what he's talking about. And literally, I'd been watching for 15 seconds. I saw him reach for his ear, and I went, oh, my God, someone's shooting at him. And I just think how the world would have changed if that bullet had been over an inch and gone through his jaw or his head, and what would have happened in the United States and in the world if that had happened. I mean, good or bad, whether you like him or not, it would have been,
yeah, and this
horrific change for everything.
With Charlie Kirk. But also just what he stood for, I think, meant a lot more behind the murder itself and the people that he had in his following.
I think, like we mentioned earlier, talking about like social media and your algorithms and all of that, you're fed what your phone, what your social media platform thinks that you're going to interact with, what you're going to like and comment on, and it's going to encourage you to use it more, because ultimately they want you to just be on it and be using it. So if your phone identifies that you believe or you're interacting with people with a certain belief system, that's what you're going to get fed. So obviously you're not being fed things that, or is going to make you mad and that you disagree with. So it's important to go and seek that for yourself, to get out of your bubble and go look at how other people feel about about, you know, a certain controversial topic, educate yourself, and then make an informed decision. And I think this event has really stirred up a lot of those conversations to be like, try to put yourself on the other end of the spectrum for a second and see things through other people's eyes.
Did you two talk to your friends about this that are in your social group? I know you're kind of in the same social group because you live together, but did you talk about this with older folks and get their perspective? I mean, I would have been a horrible person to talk to because I didn't know him and I had no perspective of him. But did y'all have discussions? And I think that's a much healthier way than just to post, I'm sad or I'm happy on
Definitely, yeah.
on whatever. This way you can get feedback to how you're reacting and what your comments are, and it gives you a little bit more perspective.
Yeah, no, I definitely talked to my mom and some of her friends along about this. And just in like different conversations in the following days after in different groups I was in, it was obviously very pressing in the world and
Right.
with the people that you surround yourself with like-minded people. So I will like the people that I am around a lot. We all agree on these different topics and the
Right.
people that we follow to a certain degree. And so I think it was definitely heavy on everybody's hearts. And also just being a person of faith, knowing just like that he's kind of he was under attack and like
Right.
there's just so many more things that are linked to it. I think that it just hit home a little different for me and just had my it was very heavy. It was a heavy feeling for even if you didn't follow him, just hearing about all the things, it could be heavy for everybody too. But I did communicate a lot with people in my circle and people that I had ran into and just kind of hearing their perspective on things, especially my mom and my dad as well.
And that's what I got out of it because I had no opinion of him really before other than, well, he must be a pundit on TV. And then seeing how your age reacted, seeing how the media and everybody reacted, it's like, wow, this is a much bigger thing than I even understand myself. So, hey, podcasters, if you're looking to elevate your organization's leadership, strategy, and teamwork, please look no further than Two Blue Aces. Founded by a team of military senior officers with over 200 years of combined leadership experience, they deliver executive-level consulting, targeted seminars, keynote addresses, and customized business development strategies. Their one-on-one mentorship and strategic assessments are grounded in real-world decision-making under pressures and have helped companies transform succession planning, team performance, and executive vision. It's rare to access this level of insight outside the military, and I've seen firsthand the impact it can make. To learn more or to connect with their team, please visit twoblueaces.com or call 863-223-2554. So on a lighter note, you want to talk about Taylor Swift?
I don't know much about Swiftie, but I can try.
Well, I think Sarah can pick
Sarah
up
will,
the,
yeah,
pick
she'll
up the
fill the gap
deficit.
there.
Is there anyone else that really matters in the entertainment world, Sarah? And Sarah,
Sarah.
Sarah Swift?
Absolutely. There are other people that do matter and do have an influence. She is very influential right now. I think even people that aren't fans of her would agree that she's very influential.
How did she get so big?
Well, she, released a self-titled album called
Taylor Swift.
When I was very young. I believe it was in 2006. So I was very
Wait,
young.
she's been around that long?
Yeah.
She's not
And
that much older than
she's
us,
gone
but
through
she has
many
been
This lady's not like
eras.
4 years flash in the pan? She's
No.
really been around that long?
No, and she actually used to be a country singer. So
Hannah, thank you for never being a big Taylor Swift fan when you were growing up.
She just happens to also be from Pennsylvania. So I
yeah,
have to give my
she's from
2 cents there.
Pennsylvania. So she used to be a country singer. So like originally, when I was growing up, she would sing at the CMA Awards, which are like the big country music awards, and she was a country singer. All of her music, was about riding in the back of a pickup truck and whatever. And then I think as she became larger, she moved away from that a little bit. And so I think the reason why she has a larger breadth of different audiences is because she's done music in a lot of different styles, some of which I am not a fan of. But I will say that she has been successful in outside of her music. She has been an advocate for standing up for yourself as a woman in the industry.
How old is this woman?
She was born in 1989. So I know that because she has an album called 1989. So
34.
So that makes her
Yeah.
36.
Sure. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't do math.
You can get
I
out
guess
your
she's
phone
a
if you
little
need to.
bit
do that.
older than we are.
36.
I don't do math. But yeah, but she is very influential, and I see things that she does. I mean, even think about the most recent album that came out, the trend of different businesses like putting their logo. So essentially it would like look like her cover art. This was like a trend that went around. Even Saunders did it. So a lot of businesses did. Huge businesses did things to try to coincide with the release of her album, and so I think
What did
she's
we
very
do?
influential.
I'm gonna say I haven't seen that one.
We put our logo. Anyways, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, that's all right. Is she the one that Kanye stole the Grammy from, or Diddy,
Yes.
or whoever went up on
It was
stage and
Kanye.
snatched it away from her or something? Did she
was-
win it?
She did win, and he went on stage while she was giving her speech, took it out of her hand, and said, "Beyonce had one of the best albums of all time," because he thought that Beyonce should win. And then there was a little bit of a war going on between them, which is honestly a huge dip in her career. She lost a lot
Kind of
of.
like the Bloods and the Crips, that kind of war.
I have no idea what that is, but yeah. But she she lost a lot of fans and a lot of respect during that time, but gained it back. And he released some songs saying some things about her. She released songs saying things about him. She released a song about his wife. I don't know. Got pretty nasty. I'm not taking sides here, but I am, and my side is Taylor Swift.
So their wedding is next June. Are y'all invited? Or apparently Audrey's not, because she didn't really give a rat's behind about Taylor.
I will
but
say I'm following her wedding a little bit, only because
Okay.
my mom is from Newport, Rhode Island, and my family's still all up there. And it's
Okay.
very, I mean, I think Polk County is bigger than Rhode Island as a state. So that's a representation of
Right.
the size of how big Rhode Island is and the community and the people who have houses there and all the things.
Newport's kind of like Kathleen.
Sure, you can compare the two.
Exactly. Yeah.
So she has a house in Watch Hill, which has always been like known of, and it's pretty close to Newport, within the hour. And it was the big talk of where will she get married. And ever since I was a little girl, a lot of my cousins and I were like, we're all getting married in Newport. And so a lot of my cousins have. I'm the youngest out of 14 cousins on my mom's side, and so almost everybody has. My parents got married there. Everybody's gotten married there. And so I was like, I'm getting married in Newport someday. And then
Pressure on whoever's going to marry you, right? Or at least that decision's been made.
it's okay. Mac knows that.
Okay.
But anyway, so it's
What
been
does
a
Mac
big.
know?
Mac knows. He loves Newport.
Okay.
Anyways, it's mutual agreement
Okay.
when the day comes.
Of course it is.
Anyways, so we've been kind of following of like, oh, will she get married in Watch Hill? Where will she get married? And so actually it's been a hot topic recently that I've been looking at a little bit, is a lot of people have gotten married in Newport. There's been some very famous weddings there. And like along the mansions and the breakers and the Marble House, Great Gatsby was filmed there. A lot of cool things have been filmed
Never
up there.
saw it.
Oh, that was a good movie.
Yeah.
The Gilded Age is currently being filmed up there, if you know what that is.
Nope.
Anyways, long story short, she's getting married in Rhode Island. She took the wedding date of somebody else and paid her off to not get married on the date that
I
she
know. I've been
wanted.
invited. I don't.
I'm sure you have.
There
If
was
an extra seat comes up, apparently I'm going to be inviting Sarah and not you, since Sarah's been
That's
a sycophant
totally
for
fine.
them.
there was a bride that this is the rumor right now, but I think the bride has spoken out about it, and the wedding venue and like a photographer and all these people have like backed up the story. There was a bride that had already had her wedding date confirmed, and a very high net worth, high profile individual stepped forward and said, if you give me your wedding date and your wedding venue, I will pay for your entire wedding. And also, I think, wrote a pretty nice check to get her to change the date. And so, listen, as someone just on the beginning part of wedding planning, that is very lucrative. So
Maybe you can get married in Rhode Island. Apparently, it's worked out for Aubrey's family.
yeah, maybe I can get Taylor Swift to finance some of the wedding. So that would be nice. But
So Ocean House it is. Here
Yeah.
she comes
The Ocean House.
in Watch Hill.
So let's get off of Taylor, but I want to ask you some who's hot, who's not. Just kind of a rapid fire. Just tell me hot or not, whether you like them or not.
In
whether
our
they're-
eyes or in society's eyes?
Well, your eyes and Gen Z eyes. I mean, you're speaking for an entire generation.
We'll see.
And now that the people have turned back on, now that we're off of Taylor
I
Swift.
think Mac and Brandon are attractive. Those are our answers.
Okay, good answer. How about Justin Bieber? Is he
I was never a Bieber fan when I was little. I wasn't that obsessed with him at all.
I was not allowed to listen to Justin Bieber when I was younger, but currently not. He's having a crash out right now.
Okay, Nate Bargatze.
No idea who that is.
Who is that?
He is a comedian. I actually bought a book of his, an audio book, and
I think we should have photos here.
Well, we're
Use
not
your
saying
mind.
their appearance. I feel like
Right.
hot in the
Right.
in the
He's like one of the biggest comedians around right now. He's
like
selling out big
is he
things.
like in the hot topics?
Yeah, I don't know him.
Okay.
So I would say
So
no.
apparently not.
Theo Vaughn.
Is he another comedian? Who is that?
Eli,
Y'all
would you
don't
like
know
to
who
weigh in?
Theo Vaughn is?
If you give me some context, I might be able to.
Theo Vaughn is the mullet-haired comedian from Louisiana whose clips go viral for.
This northerner has no idea. I'm so sorry.
This southerner had no idea till Eli
Oh, okay.
had me listen to him. I made it through about
Eli,
5 minutes.
I feel like we need like a but
You've seen his picture before.
he did interview President Trump last year during the campaign, and you know,
You
like
guys should give it a listen.
I fear that Theo Vaughn not.
well, he's hot right now.
Okay.
Travis Kelce.
Hot.
Does he flame out as soon as he finishes football, or is he just going to ride
I
Taylor
don't know, I think
Swift's
people-
coattails until they get divorced?
I think people that are Chiefs fans are like, yeah, this is awesome. They're bringing so much like fame to the Chiefs, but unless you're a big Chiefs fan or a Taylor Swift fan, I think he's totally irrelevant. He's not even doing that great on fantasy football. so,
Right.
meh.
But I think it's bringing a
He'll
lot
still
of
be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, he's had a Hall of Fame career.
Yeah.
Not a great year this year for him, but still doing pretty well.
I think it's bringing in a lot of new eyes on football, new eyes on the Chiefs. I mean, everything. I mean, there's so much even product out there that you can buy. Chiefs logo, Travis Kelce's number, which is 87. Yeah, but I think he's pretty
impressed with that.
hot in the media right now.
Okay. Christmas parades. This episode is going to come out right after Christmas, just for anyone who's listening, but we're recording it a little bit before Christmas. So are Christmas parades still a big deal? Or is it like, not so much?
I think so. I think it depends on what season of life you're in too. Like I think once I have kids, it's going to be such a big deal to bring my kids to those things and see Christmas through their eyes.
I agree. I think,
But for me, I mean, I'm not like dying to get out to the
right.
Christmas
I
parade.
think parades are great for kids. They're
Yeah.
great for politicians who like waving and being seen. They're great for
Agreed.
some people,
what you're there
elected
for.
officials. Right. How about Morgan Wallen?
Yeah, he's big.
See, I don't know who that is. I mean, he's a country star, but I like you with some of these others.
Yeah, I think he's Eli. I see.
Sarah, if
Eli's
you say he
really-
is not big right now,
Yeah,
then.
no.
This
I
was the
gotta
name
say,
that
He's big right now, but I feel like he's been in some controversy.
Oh, he's
recently.
always in controversy.
Always.
Was it threw the chair off the roof?
Yes.
Yes,
at the
that
bar.
was
Correct.
like a year or two ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
But that's been written off ever since. So yeah.
Yeah, we've forgiven him.
yeah.
Eli's the one who put his name. in
Honestly,
this.
bow down.
I accidentally paid way too much for a Morgan Wallen ticket because I thought this was last year. I thought I was buying Morgan Wallen tickets for like 48 hours later. Like I bought them on a Wednesday thinking it was for Friday. Nope, they were for 6 months later. So I, at that point, didn't care and spent way too much on these nosebleed tickets.
I would
So
pay a lot to see him in concert.
You would?
I'm jaded. I'm very jaded.
How about espresso martinis?
hot?
Yeah, always in.
I make a
Sarah
really
makes a-
mean espresso martini.
Yeah, actually,
Okay.
peppermint
Are
mocha.
we having those at the office party in a day or two?
I will not be bartending our office party, but
Probably a good thing.
I'll
I'll
bring
do it
one in
last
a
year's
to-go
party.
cup.
Any gathering at our house,
It
we're
kinda-
on it.
They flow like the Niagara Falls.
My espresso martinis have a bite. So
Okay. How about a mini fridge at the office? I know you both
Oh.
have them.
Sarah has one. I just
have
use
one.
hers.
What do you have in there other than espresso martinis and
just
Bailey's
miniature.
for Audrey?
All I have
Aubrey.
in there is miniature Diet Cokes and sometimes refrigerated protein bars. I was trying to kind of keep my mini fridge on the DL. That way my Diet Cokes don't go missing. But I guess we'll see who in the office is a real listener of your podcast. If my Diet Cokes start going missing, we'll know who listens to your podcast and knows about my mini
For the
fridge.
sake of the podcast, I hope they're all gone tomorrow. How about Drake?
I think has a name for himself. Like if you were to ask like an older crowd who Drake is, not like 70 and up, but I think people would know who he is for sure. I don't think he's currently in. He hasn't released anything in a while.
Eli, you got a thought on him? Because
I think that's an accurate assessment. He is like one of the biggest, probably rappers, hip hop artists
Very
Probably of
well
all
known.
time.
This is a different Drake than the Drake on Seinfeld that they kept referencing.
Yes, I don't know what you're talking about, but I assume so.
Do y'all know who Seinfeld is?
I know who
Yeah,
Seinfeld is. I
Jerry
don't know.
Seinfeld. I got him, but they might be
All
right.
right. So how about pajamas at Publix or on a plane?
Absolutely not.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I have some feelings about this. We chatted about this the other day.
Yeah.
You have to present yourself well. It's your
Like designer pajamas, like Gucci pajamas, or
No, it's not about how much your pajamas cost, but I think I know this has been like a hot topic recently of like whoever said don't wear pajamas at the airport and people felt one way or the other. But yeah, I think for anyone, especially maybe just for girls, but Aubrey might be able to agree with this. If I am put together and I feel confident, it changes how I interact with other people throughout the day. So I feel like you gotta
I'm a little nicer when I like my outfit.
right, or just you feel more like
so it was the
couldn't be
Secretary of
caught
Transportation who made that comment. Do you know what his name is?
no, I don't.
Sean Duffy. Timothy
Chalamet.
Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet.
Never heard of
hot. No, and I'm not talking necessarily about his appearance.
Had to clarify that one.
Right. Is he hot in the world right now?
I don't think so. I mean, I know who he is, but I don't think he's.
Is he dating one of the Kardashians?
Yeah.
Is that where I know his name?
Dating Kylie Jenner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she's one of them.
He's a really good actor. Have
Okay.
you seen Little Women? I don't know why I asked that.
He's a future DiCaprio, like greatest actor all time guy.
Yeah,
Not
definitely.
not now, but he's getting there.
He's
Well, if
getting
he's in
there,
Little Women
for sure.
He needs to broaden
I've
his
never
audience
seen it.
a little bit. I don't.
He's in
a lot.
so much.
He's a well-known name, but I don't think there's no trending movies right now where it's like, yeah, he's in.
And you got
So-
Dune. Dune's coming out soon.
All the movies
Soon, not yet.
he's in are like Oscar-nominated high-budget films. Like he's not in like rinky-dink Netflix.
So how about the
straight-to-TV.
Kardashians? Since he's tied into one of them somehow,
They're always in the news for something. They're hot.
are they
Yeah.
are they really hot, or are they just figuring out how to market themselves in a world of
You know what?
social media?
If that's how they're doing it, then I would say they're
And
still
they're being
hot.
successful. Yeah.
How about Miley Cyrus?
Not.
Not.
Back
She
in the
kind of
day.
last year's Bird's Nest. No real interest in her.
Couple years ago, I feel like I don't know. She
Young stars have a hard time, in my opinion.
yeah, she is an incredible singer. She is really.
She does have a phenomenal voice.
Yeah.
She has an
She
incredible.
does have
voice.
talent. She's not an internet
No,
sensation.
completely.
She is.
Yeah.
really-
I just think growing up and with that, like in that fame, I think it sets you up really hard. Justin Bieber, her, there's so many different examples where it's like they have been so successful and their name is well known and they are very talented. But I think that having that much fame at that young of an age and really having talent, not just like hitting the jackpot right, I think that really is.
How about Meghan Markle and former Prince Harry?
Yeah, they're in.
They're still in. They haven't they haven't overstayed their welcome yet.
She makes me mad.
She seems like she's trying too hard to me.
1000%.
They're still
Please
in.
look
Though.
at
I mean,
me.
they're royalty of England. They're never not going to be in.
Well,
She
they're-
renounced her title. But she that's what makes me mad. She renounced her title, but then she still. Did you see this clip? It was I don't know the name of the actress, but she was on The Office. Do you know who I'm talking about, Eli? She did like a cooking show and it was with Meghan Markle and she they're like it's kind of podcast style, like they're cooking, but she's being interviewed and she said, how do you feel about, doing da-da-da as Meghan Markle? And she said, oh, that's so interesting you would use my maiden name because I'm the Duchess of Cambridge
Right.
or whatever. And it was like, okay, let's get off
She
your
uses it
high
when it
horse.
suits her.
Yes, correct. So makes me mad, whatever.
So what about the WNBA and Caitlin Clark? Are they exciting to the Gen Zers?
Eli's nodding. He likes Caitlin Clark.
Do you?
She's a goat. Go
is.
to women's basketball right now.
Yeah.
I
You
think
ever
that
watched
she-
the WNBA? Have you ever watched the game?
Not all the way through. But I see her clips everywhere.
I think she's very talented, and I think she's brought a lot of fame to the WNBA and given
Mm-hmm.
it kind of what it's needed in a little bit of a way. But I am not a female sports watcher. Give me the MLB, the NFL, the college
I think
football.
she's kind of like what Tiger Woods when Tiger first burst on the scene is,
Serena Williams. Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, women's tennis was still pretty significant. Golf was kind of failing a little bit, but
I mean, Jack Nicklaus.
I'm just saying, it's always had its stars.
Gary
but
players.
but
Golf's been in.
it's been in, but never to the level it was when Tiger came on.
I'm not a Tiger fan. I
Right.
just got to put that out there.
Right. But that's fine. But I think that the purses that are given out today, the money is being made because of what Tiger brought and put them on TV. Same thing with Caitlin Clark is no one ever watched a WNBA game unless she had a daughter playing basketball. And she's at least started making these other players make some money. So I think,
When was
that's
the
all.
WNBA created? Or like when did it start?
Like 20 years ago or so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's been around for a long,
I'm
long
not
time.
a-
It's not just started. How about Diddy?
No,
He's got to be out of here.
He's out of here.
Okay.
he's been out.
How about LeBron James? I mean, one of the top 5
Is he
pro
still
basketball.
alive?
Yeah, he's still alive. And he's still
Oh.
playing. He's not playing at the level he did
That
20
was
years
Kobe.
ago.
That was Kobe Bryant,
Yes,
right?
that's Kobe.
Yeah.
But LeBron. is
LeBron's
still-
playing in the league with his son right now.
Right.
He is the GOAT.
I
You
don't-
think he is?
From me not knowing a ton about basketball,
Right.
from what I've seen and what I've heard, he is the GOAT. He may have not redefined the game as much as like a Michael Jordan did, but the attention that he's brought to the game, same on the line of Caitlin Clark, when him and Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade were doing what they were doing in Miami, that brought so much eyes. That brought me into the NBA for that short period of time, and it introduced me to who he was. I think in the past few years, people have come around to now realizing, based on stats, based on just this era, he is the GOAT.
I think your age depends on who you think is the greatest. Y'all have no idea who the great players of the 60s and 70s and even the 80s were. We had Otis Birdsong on, who was a phenomenal player. He never achieved the status that, the superstars did, but he was an incredible player. But that was my generation, and y'all's significant guy right now is LeBron. So how about reality or train wreck TV? Is that kind of
So in.
So in.
still?
Has me on a chokehold.
Me and Aubrey love reality TV.
It's
has
such
me on
a train
chokehold.
wreck,
I
you
like
can't
that.
look away.
Is it like driving by an accident where you just
Yes.
rubberneck and turn to
Yes.
your left and say, oh my gosh?
I
It's
am
sad, but it's honestly so addicting.
I'm not like a huge TV person. I don't watch a ton of TV, but I do love to sit down on the couch and turn on some reality TV.
How about dogs at work? Is that a thing that you approve of? Is it hot for your generation or not?
My old place that I worked, I did not work in the office. I traveled. But in the headquarter office, when we went up there for training, every Friday, people bring their dogs. They sit under their desk. They have like a dog person that comes in and like walks your dog and stuff. Because it was supposed to be like an emotional support initiative. If we brought our dogs into this office, we would both be let go from our jobs that day. Like, they would cause mass destruction and terror on the physical building. So,
Not individual, but together.
yeah, if they were here together, it would not be good. So,
I
I,
think
don't
if they
know.
were trained for it, I'm all for it. It depends on what job you have. But we have tenants who have dogs in their spaces. And I mean, if they're sitting there,
Okay.
all
On the
day,
political
it's
side,
great.
how about Jasmine Crockett and AOC? Are they in? I mean, right now they're the ones that are dominating the news on the Democratic side. Or does your generation,
unfortunately, they're in.
right? Does your generation respond to them, or do you look at them and go, "Oh my gosh, these are just such posers"?
I do
Please
like
don't.
to hear what they have to say.
Okay, so
A
they're
lot of times it's worrisome for
right.
our country.
Yeah. You got opinion? You know who they are?
Yeah, I know who they are. I think it's important to educate yourself for both
Right.
sides, but I do think sometimes, I don't know, it's hard with anyone, not even just those two, but it's hard to just listen to one person's opinion and get all your information from them, because I ultimately know that, a lot of people in our government are reporting,
I think they scratch an itch for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm not sure they're the sharpest tool in the box with some of the things they say, just because, one, I don't think they have the depth of knowledge of policy that they need to be if they're going to be out there and being quoted. So, Hey everybody, this is your host Todd Dantzler. As most of you know, I'm a partner with Saunders Real Estate and have been a very active and working broker for over 42 years. I have fostered strong relationships throughout the state of Florida, working on properties ranging from agriculture and development land to multifamily, commercial, and industrial projects. If you have any real estate needs at all, please give me a call. I'd love to help. My direct line is 863-877-2846. Thank you. How about AI? You embrace it or are you afraid of it?
I think it's very great in some ways. It saves me a lot of time in certain areas if I needed to check a lease for something or whatnot, but I'm not a huge fan in having it do things for you, and I think it's going to be detrimental more so than social media is to
Really?
students. Very much so.
And we've talked about how bad social media has been, so you think AI is going to be that much
I think
worse
AI
for
is going
society?
to... Social media, yeah, it can corrupt your brain, but I do think that you still have to, go to school, do your work, write your papers.
Right.
I think AI is going to be taking that learning aspect from you, and it's going to give you more time to be on social media because
Right.
you won't have to write papers and you won't have to listen to these lectures. And I think it's going to take a strong element of work ethic and just that wanting to learn more and the knowledge that you have from sitting in conversations. I think it's,
Right.
and also it's causing a lot of detrimental situations with relationships and people dating AI and all these crazy things. It's that is not a real person.
People date
Yes.
AI?
People think that they're in a relationship with AI.
Oh.
They get really attached.
Yeah.
I think we're going
Do you
to,
think it's going to start taking jobs? A lot of jobs or some jobs?
yeah.
I think if a company's smart, it will in certain areas. If it can do what you're paying somebody.
If it's just a task, yes, but if it calls for critical thinking, maybe not.
I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not. And I think we're the first time I got introduced to AI was 3 years ago, and the photos took so long and they were, really bad quality and they were really wonky. And then in that short amount of time, you've seen such a rapid development of its capabilities. And so I can only even imagine in 20 years, in 10 years, maybe even in 5 years, AI will be able to do some critical thinking, which is really scary. And even from a photo and video perspective, AI is able to replicate images and videos, and even the most trained eye is not able to distinguish between the two. So you think about any creative career right now is already, being pushed out of the way. AI is cheaper and it's quicker and it's more efficient. I think we're probably gonna see a lot of laws and reform put in place to protect.
So my next question is about movies and theaters and Netflix, but you just talked about AI. Do you think at some point in the very near future, someone may say AI create a 97-minute movie centered around the greatest car chase ever or the greatest love story ever? There'll never be a real person in it. There'll never be a real scene in it. It'll never be filmed. It'll all be created on a laptop and distributed.
It is already starting to do that. I have seen it. Someone say, you could do right now into ChatGPT, make me a 5-minute clip of X, Y, and Z and have it 3 minutes and 57 seconds, this person enter the screen with this photo, and it will do that for you.
I would think anyone that's in the creative, has any creative bone in them, would be horrified of this.
I also think going along with the whole social media aspect, it's creating super unrealistic expectations. If social media was just showing you the elite of the elite and the fittest of the fittest and the wealthiest of the wealthy, now we're showing fake things. It's not just the 1% of the 1%. It's now things that are not real and are not attainable, and that's going to become integrated in things that are normal.
Do Gen Zers go to the movie theaters anymore? Or is everything on hey, let's just get a bigger screen TV with a big sound system? And
I've never loved a movie theater, so I'm kind of biased on that.
you've never loved the movie theater? Okay.
I went the day I got engaged. I went with my mom and some of my cousins to go see Wicked because it was a new release, and it's based off a musical that I had seen with my mom, so it was a little bit nostalgic. But I don't really find myself going. Probably the last time that I went to a movie theater prior to that was for Wicked Part 1, which was a year prior. So I don't really know. And I think especially it used to be you go see something in the movie theaters and months later it would be released on DVD.
Right.
And then when streaming was a thing, I mean, it would be a year or more before you could stream it. Now it's usually like 45 days.
Right.
It'll be on streaming.
Are Gen Zers good tippers?
I'd like to say yes. I'm a little biased. My mom instilled that in me, and most waitresses and bartenders, I want to call it, are underpaid, and I appreciate the work they're doing, and it's kind of a thankless job per se. So I do love
Do you think your generation are good tippers, or do you think?
I think, yeah, for the most part. I
Okay.
think they also see that side of working in a way of, if they have worked like that, they understand the importance of tipping, and also just,
So you're also a product of COVID. You grew up in the heavy COVID. I mean,
yeah.
while it was
That
going
my
on, your
junior and senior
age,
year of high school.
right? And what I felt like is during COVID and after, it was a big emphasis on tipping for
Things
tasks
you
that weren't
used to
normally not tipping jobs.
Yeah.
And it was not like 15%, which is what it's been my whole life, is, hey, it's 20%. And if they don't put enough down, we'll pass the plate again.
Yeah. I have noticed that in like the last like 4 or 5 years. It's been like things that you used to not, like you used to go buy a cup of coffee, pay for the cup of coffee, but now it's like, hey, the screen's going to ask you a real quick question, and it's
Right.
like 20%, 30%, 40%,
Right.
and you're like, oh, I used to just
Yeah.
go through this. So we probably are a lot better tippers because you are standing there in front of this person and you don't want to hit no tip. And so, yeah, I find myself just tipping because I.
Are y'all
think it's
optimistic or pessimistic about the world in front of you?
I think it
In
depends
general.
on the day.
Okay.
I'd like to say optimistic.
Do you think
I
your
think-
generation is? Do you think y'all have a healthy dose of pessimism in front of you, or
I think our
it's-
generation is a little bit unaware of what's going on in the world. I don't think that we're as in on politics as the generations before us, and that might just be our age and the stages we're at or the people around me. But I don't think that there's as much of a, I think it's a lot of, oh, what did your parents think? Or I'm not voting at all because I don't like either. I'm not interested because I don't like them. And it's like, no, you have to be aware and you still have to understand what's going on in your
Right.
country.
what do you think?
Yeah, I think we're always being fed what we've already been proven to consume. So I think it's easy to feel like you're super educated and really you're just in your echo chamber.
So, what do y'all think about debt? I mean, debt is healthy. Too much debt is not, but it's hard to buy a house without borrowing money. It's hard to buy a car. My dad's philosophy growing up was don't ever borrow money to buy a toy, like a water bike or something fun. Borrow money if you got to buy a house, if you need to buy a car for work, but don't buy your play toys over time. I thought that was always something that stuck with me.
That's good advice.
Yeah, my parents have instilled in me that, I don't know, just I have this like feeling of hating owing people anything.
Right, but it'll be very hard to come up with money.
I'll definitely have to
pay
get a
cash
mortgage.
for a
Yeah, that will
right.
obviously be a given.
Cars are the same thing. I mean, it's hard to pay cash for a car.
Yeah, that was something my parents were super big on. And I'm sure before they had my sister and I, they had, loans out for cars and whatnot, or drove the car that they had to. They kept their cars for a while. That's what they always have. But they've always been big on, if you can't pay cash for the car, don't get it. And that's like one less payment to have. Like, you're going to have mortgage payments, you're going to have different things that you have to pay, but I do not love owing people money. So it's like, if I have to pull a loan out for something in the future, it's going to make me really reconsider what I am getting and if it's a need or what I want.
So how about debt on education? I'm not asking y'all, both of y'all have college degrees. I'm not asking whether you borrowed or parents paid for it or whatever, but do you think your generation is okay with borrowing for that? Or you hear some people that it may take them 7 or 8 years to get their 4-year degree because they're paying as they go. And it's like, hey,
I think that
I'm not
there-
taking 20 hours, I'm taking 7 hours and I'm working 40.
I think that there's a healthy amount, because when you go to get a mortgage to buy a house, they're going to look, oh, do you have history of paying off debt, or do you have any credit, or do you, I think there is a healthy level there, but I think it's more of a lesson on how to. I'll just say that's how my parents and I had done it. There was a portion of it that my dad wanted me to learn the process of, this is how you do a loan. even when you don't need it, if you need credit for something, this is how you do it. And when you do need it in the future, now you know how and you know where to pay it and all these different things. But I do think that there wasn't taught in school where they didn't teach you like good financial skills or how to pay a mortgage. They told you the math on a mortgage, but they didn't teach you, you have to go to the bank, you can meet with a lender, all these different things.
And the discipline to pay it on time.
And the importance of it and shrinking the amount of time that you have and why you would want a 20-year, or anyways, all the different things. I think that these days, there's a lot of, being okay with getting any education and taking whatever loans out that you have to. I think that that's very big these days, and I think I don't want to say the awareness, but just like understanding of how long that is going to take to pay back and the amount of interest that's going to take. It's not just, I'm pulling out $100,000 for college and it's going to be $100,000 when I'm done. No, you're probably looking at, I don't know, $200, $250 by the time you're done, depending on how long you're paying it. Like that's a big number that I don't think people see. And yes, it is important to have your education based off what you want to do, but I do think that people are more okay these days than going to community college or...
It's just like so normal. Like the conversations when I went to college was like, okay, so you either get scholarships, your parents pay for it, or you could just get a loan. And it was like, I just feel like it was like, oh, people can just get a loan. Anyone can get a loan. Anyone can get a student loan. And I have friends with bachelor's degrees, not advanced degrees, that are $75,000, $80,000, $90,000 in debt. If you go to a private out-of-state school, you live on campus, you're all this stuff, and it's ridiculous. And I just think, and now it's kind of like the expectation. I feel like it's a lot, like there's a lot of emphasis on like, oh, graduate college or graduate high school, go to college, and then how are you going to pay for college? Well, you need to go to college to get a job. So
I do think a lot more people go to college these days than they used to.
Yeah.
Which also brings an element of pulling out more loans.
Yeah.
So we'll do real quick civics lessons and ask y'all a couple of questions. And I want to talk about words and definitions. So we can go quickly if you want. How many Supreme Court justices are there?
Oh gosh, we got asked this last time. 8? 7, because it has to be an odd number.
Shoot. 12, 13, not 7.
9.
Shoot, I almost said 9.
So but you're right, it does need to be an odd number. The first 10 amendments to the Constitution are called
Declaration of Independence. Oh wait,
the
hold on.
Bill of Rights.
There you go.
Dang it.
The Declaration of
I was naming
Independence.
out my different things, okay?
That's you were thinking out loud.
I do that very often.
What's the
There it goes.
definition of the U.S. U.S. Constitution?
The definition?
Yeah, what does it mean? What is the U.S. Constitution?
We the people. That in order to form a more perfect
No, it's the
union.
law of the land. That's what we follow.
okay.
That's how the United States is supposedly governed. Who's the only governor in a wheelchair in the United States?
Texas. Governor Abbott.
Very good. Who's third in line to be president if the VP and the president can't serve?
Secretary of State.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, you shouldn't have answered with her. You were both wrong.
I was going to say Speaker of the House.
Speaker of the House.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
It doesn't go President, Vice President, Secretary of State?
No, Secretary of State is appointed, not elected. The Speaker of the House is elected. So the president will be elected.
Really?
Yep.
I really thought. Okay.
When was the War of 1812 fought?
This is a trick question.
1813.
1812.
Thank you.
I thought you were trying to trip us up. That's why I was like,
I would never do that.
whatever. It's like COVID-19, but it happened in 2020. So I thought I was using that, logic.
It started in 19.
I don't know.
No, it did.
Okay.
It just became a big thing. And
In March of 2020.
right. So here's some definitions. I want to see if y'all know what these words mean. And it's right off the internet, so it's got to be true. BAE, B-A-E. What does
Or
that mean?
anything else.
Really? That's what it stands for?
No. It means boo.
Yeah, I was going to say
Yeah,
it's like
but
your
it
boo
used to-
thing.
Term of endearment, baby,
It used to
babe.
stand for before anything else, BAE. Meaning like you pick them before anything else. That was the real definition. That's a
Okay.
synonym. Boo would be a synonym. A definition would be what the letters stand for.
Okay. Bougie. This is one of my favorite words ever. What does it mean?
Fancy, expensive.
A little flashy.
Yep, that's correct. Bussin'.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially like referring to like
good, tasty,
food.
or impressive.
Yeah.
Chuggy. I love this word too. I'd never heard of
Kind
this
of
one before.
foul, like a little cheesy, a little
Just
tooty.
like very
Cringe.
millennial. Yeah.
Dank.
Huh?
Dank. D-A-N-K.
I know it, like I know that phrase of like a like a dank meme. Like I think it means like a
Do you know Eli?
brain
Well, you've seen
rot.
some. Have you seen this stuff too? That I've.
Dank, I think, is a more millennial term. I think of like edgy, like
It means something that's of high quality, excellent, or especially impressive.
yeah, no, that
It
we
used to refer to good weed. Gen Z uses it for top tier things, especially memes.
Did
food,
you
or
write these
experiences.
definitions?
No, it's right off the internet. It's got to be true. I didn't even know what the words
that
were
is
before.
that is not a Gen Z.
Well,
Yeah, I
it
did never
wasn't.
heard that before.
Delulu. This is stupid to me.
Delusional,
Yes, that hardly seems worth it. Drip.
like fire.
Drip is like your cool, your clothes, your jewelry, your
Cool,
watches.
fashionable, or trendy on
Yeah.
style.
Yeah.
Flex. I like this one. I've used this one before.
Like popping
Not often.
off, like bragging.
To show off or to brag. Gas. What does it mean?
the same thing
To
as
get
bussin', like,
something
that's
cool or
good.
dope
Yeah.
for awesome.
Give me
Sorry,
some more
was it-
political people.
Yeah. Our boss Todd is gas.
Well, I'm not sure I'm taking that as a compliment, but it is coming up on lunchtime. Ghosted. What does that mean?
To leave some, like to not respond to someone, don't give them a
To
reason
ignore
why.
'em.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Glow up. Kind of like this word.
I mean, everybody kind of grows
Yeah.
up. You
No, glow up.
Yeah, but you get better
Glow up.
looking when you
like
grow
a
up.
glow up is like, you know,
It's a
the
good transformation.
yeah, in like a
put on makeup
movie
for
where
the
like
day or
the girl
comb
takes
your
off
hair?
her glasses, she curls her hair, she puts on a pair of high heels, she glowed up.
Was
Yeah.
this in the movie Wicked that you watched? That you sound very familiar with
Actually,
this.
yes. But yeah.
Okay, how about guap?
Huh?
Guap. G-U-A-P.
Like the Spanish word?
What?
G-U-A-P.
I think that's more used in like rap lyrics.
Guap.
I got that guap.
Drake
It's
himself.
money and
Yeah.
a lot of it.
Eli
Here's an
knew.
example. He gets paid a ton of guap for the new gig.
Yeah. Eli has guap.
Wouldn't have known that.
Well, both of y'all every other
Extensive
Friday.
guap over here.
All three of y'all every other Friday. I'm dead.
I'm dead is like
So funny.
It's
I
so
say that
funny.
often.
Like
That is
dead,
an
I'm
Aubrey
dead.
famous line.
Here's one. I can't hardly say it. I-Y-K-Y-K.
If
you know, you know.
I don't know what that means.
Well,
You're
if
correct.
you know, you know.
Then
That
you don't.
I obviously
don't
am
know.
not I-Y-K-Y-K. How about let him cook?
Give him time.
yeah, like let him do his thing.
Let him percolate. Let him
He's
simmer
gonna-
in there. He'll figure it
He'll
out.
impress you.
Lit.
So good.
Like rad.
Well, you got to use English words
Hi.
to describe it, not
very fun.
lit.
It's
Yeah,
so lit.
exciting,
This is
fun,
so
or cool.
fun.
It's used minty B. Minty B. The letter B.
No idea what that.
It's short for a mental breakdown.
Oh,
I thought you said minty.
yeah,
I
think you
did.
said
Minty. M-E-N-T-Y.
No, menti.
Menti.
Not mint. Like
mental.
M-I-N-T. Menti.
Okay. We'll get you hearing aids for your next paycheck. Here's one that doesn't make any sense to me. Period.
Yeah, like end of story. Like done. Period.
Yeah.
An even more final version of period. So
Yeah.
someone in your age group thinks you have to put a T at the end.
Probably
This
Jordan
one.
Childs from Dancing with the Stars.
It would be like if we were
She's
in
an
an
Olympic
argument
gymnast.
and then I said something and then I was like period. Like it would be like done.
story.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
a sassy way to end.
So that leads me in the next one. Say less.
If Aubrey was like, "Hey, let's go get a Diet Coke," it would be like, "Say less." Like I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Right. I mean,
Enough
you've already
said.
made your point. Quit talking.
Yeah.
Like
enough
I
said.
agree with you.
Yeah.
How about Riz?
Like swag.
Short for charisma.
Yeah.
Really?
Side eye. This is one of my favorites, and I do talk
Side-eye?
like this every so often.
Attitude. My dog has major side eye.
Yeah.
It's a side eye in response to show you are disapproving, suspicious, or skeptical of a situation or purpose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take a seat.
Like enough. Please stop
Sit at,
talking.
like, yeah.
Yep.
Enough of you.
Whole meal.
What?
Whole meal.
Kind of. Oh, wait. I'm going to guess, but I have not used this term. You know, people say, like, she ate. Like, like maybe whole meal is like you really ate.
So it means it's used to describe someone who looks good.
Yeah, right.
If you remember one of the Austin Powers movies, he said Dr. Evil said she's all that in a bag of chips. I think it's very similar to
Yeah.
that. So, all right. So we're running out of time. Sarah's got things to do. She's got to go to her phony baloney job around here and try and make some
right.
guap and
Yeah. Try.
work that into a sentence. Is there anything that I asked you that you said, geez, I wish you hadn't said that, or I wish you'd talked more about that? You got any questions for me? Seeing none, we'll
I feel
wrap
like
this
that
thing
will
up.
be a third podcast when you need us on here next. It will be us interviewing you completely.
Well, we'll see how good you do promoting this episode. Get us to 1,000.
usual.
Get us to 1,000 listeners.
I actually had somebody talking to me about our original one yesterday, so we still haven't
Good.
gone out of touch.
Yeah. Share our podcast so we can get that guap.
Subscribe, follow, rate, and review.
There you go.
All right. Anything else? Anything we missed? Were you happy with your performance today?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
another good time.
Okay.
Always
it
a
was.
fun time to be on
Maybe
Todd's
we'll
pod.
have to do.
What?
I was gonna say maybe we'll have to do next year like a year in review, like not like politically,
You
but
think
like
you can wait 12 more months to get back on this very fine podcast?
if-
Are we still going to be around, do you think?
if we play in the same pattern that we've been in, I think it will be less than 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. But thank you both, Uday and Kusei, for coming in.
Where did those names come
Do y'all
from?
even know who that is?
No.
Can you?
Okay, you can look it up when we're off the
I don't know how you
podcast.
spell
Udain and Hussein?
Uday and Kusei.
Okay,
Okay.
sure.
Karate Kid?
Not quite. You're both wonderful young ladies and representatives of your generation. And even better than that, you're great employees. And I do appreciate all that you do for us. I mean that sincerely.
Thank you.
I appreciate you taunting Eli to the extent that you do. Give him a break every
Someone's
so
got to
often.
keep him in check.
But Eli, as usual, is running
Out of
great
control
work
over
for
here.
us here at the Dansler Global Enterprises studio. So thank you very much, Eli. We hope everyone had a great Christmas, and this will be out towards the end of the year. And it's a good time to binge listen when you're not at work. So we're on about episode 55, give or take one or two. So that's a good week and a half of good listening.
If you haven't listened to our first episode,
Shout
now,
out to
now's a
was
great
good.
time.
It was good, backed by popular demand. So we'll see
Yeah.
how this one does. And
well, thank you, Todd, for having us. Another
Yes,
fun
thank you.
episode.
Yeah.
And Merry Christmas, everybody, and a Happy New Year.
all right, thank you. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time on Todd's podcast. Thank you for listening to Todd's podcast. This has been your host, Todd Dansler. If you enjoyed today's episode, please don't forget to rate, review, follow, and subscribe to Todd's podcast on your favorite podcast app. If you have any questions for me, suggestions for future guests, or are interested in sponsorship opportunities for our podcast, please just fill out the contact form on my website, todddansler.com. I look forward to hearing your questions and feedback, and please take care.